Hello and welcome to the Economy This Week series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about the important events which had happened in the last week. So I hope you liked our first episode and it would be helpful for your examination. So today we are with the second episode of the Economy This Week, and in this session we are going to discuss that what had happened in the last week, major economic events. So moving towards the points of discussion part. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss and cover up in today's session. So first topic is Project Nexus, second is Purchasing Managers Index, third is Interest Equalization Scheme, and the fourth one is Ways and Means Advance, and fifth one is the Petrodollar System. So as I had already mentioned that this whole session is divided into two sessions. So first we are going to discuss the news, that what are the major economic events happened and the factual information related to that particular news. After that, in the second session, we are going to discuss the MCQs related to each topic. So moving towards the first topic, which is the Project Nexus. So this has been already covered in the in-depth series, but here we are going to discuss from the economic point of view that what is the Project Nexus. So recently we have seen a news that what is Project Nexus that RBI has signed for. So this is the news which we are going to cover up in today's session. So RBI has decided and joined the Project Nexus, which is a multilateral international initiative to enable cross-border retail payment through interlinking domestic fast payment system. And what you have seen that Project Nexus provides a platform for different countries where they come up with their what you can say domestic interference system and fast payment system, just like the UPI, and every country's had a different kind of the domestic payment system, and they interlink together. So there can be a common platform where countries will come, and there can be the fast payment system, and if India want to transact with Southeast Asian nation or any other nation, so they can happen smoothly. So first of all, here we will discuss that what is the Project Nexus. So Project Nexus is a conceptualized by the innovation hub of the Bank for International Settlements. In short, it is also known as BIS, and it seeks to enhance cross-border payment by connecting multiple domestic instant payment system globally. So in India, we have UPI and other countries have different kind of things. Currently, who has joined these Project Nexus? So we have this Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and it is planned that other countries should also join this Project Nexus. So what are the benefits for this platform? So Project Nexus is designed to standardize the way of IPS connect to each other, and this single connection allows a fast payment system to reach all other the countries on the network, and it will also accelerate the growth of instant cross-border payment. So it will not just benefit the Project Nexus will benefit and only common platform will be created. It will also promote other UPIs and other domestic payment system of different countries so that it can reach to the other countries. So recently India is trying to reach its payment system to different countries, and we have seen that through this Project Nexus, India will become more successful in reaching to other countries, and there can be more successful trade when it comes to the payment system. When you have a smooth payment system, people will transact more. So it will be very helpful for the business, also for the trade and commerce of different countries along with the India. So this is about the Project Nexus. Coming to the next one, which is about the Purchasing Managers Index. So here this is the news. India's service growth picks up in June on record rise in export, PMI shows. And what is this PMIs, which is Purchasing Managers Index? So growth in India is a dominant feature, and what we have seen that recently the service industry has seen an enormous amount of the growth, and because of that we can see that there is a rise in export, and also so many countries had started hiring a lot. So because of that, the PMI shows a positive trend towards the index. So this is the thing. So here we'll discuss that what is this PMI. it is a survey-based measures that ask the respondents about changes in their perception about the key business variable as compared with the previous month. So this is a monthly survey, you can say that. And why it is important to have a monthly survey? So that we have a constant check that our economy is contracting or our economy is expanding or not. So this is a very best method to check, and especially also it will have a special feature so that you can take care of your export condition, service sector, industrial sector. So that's why this PMI is important. The purpose of PMI is to provide information about the current and future business conditions to company decision makers and investors. So if this PMI shows the trend that economy is contracting or economy is expanding, so the investors, business person can make decision accordingly. So it is very helpful for them, and it is calculated separately for the manufacturing and service sector. So they had a different calculation features for the service sector and manufacture sector. So here we are talking about the service sector, and the PMI is a number from 0 to 100. So the scale is 0 to 100. And if you had reached the 50, so 50, there is a no change in the economy. And if your rate is expanded or more than 50, it means that your economy is seeing the expansion, and if it's less than 50, it means that your economy is seeing the contraction. So this is the thing. So what is the PMI denote? So if it's here you have to understand that what is the 1 to 50 and 1 to 100. So 50 is the constant variable, no change in the economy. Less than 50, contraction. More than 50, expansion. So this is the very easy thing, and PMI of the previous month is higher than the PMI of the current month. So if your PMI is higher, it means that last month your PMI is supposed at 56. It means that your economy is expanding, and this month you have 46. It means that your economy is contracting. So you have to maintain decision and make decisions accordingly. So now we have another topic, which is interest equalization scheme. So this is the news. RBI extend interest equalization scheme for export credit until June 30. So this week we have many topics and many economic events related to the RBI, so and also to the export sector. So this will be very helpful for the import-export understanding. So first of all, here we will understand that what is interest equalization scheme. So it was the first implemented on 1st April 2015 to provide pre and post shipment export credit line. So when it got implemented, so it got implemented in 2015 for pre and post credit line scheme. And here we'll also discuss that what is pre and post credit line. And it was initially valid for 5 years. So in 2020 it was supposed to expire, but due to pandemic, due to various economic crises, it got extended, and the fund got also extended. And after that, who is the implementing agency of this thing? So implementing agency is RBI, along with the public and non-public sector banks who provide such kind of benefits like pre and post shipment credits. So it is jointly monitored by the Directorate General of Foreign Trade and also the RBI through consultative mechanism. And what you have to see, if you want to take such kind of advantages, pre and post credit, so an eligible exporter, what they have to do, they have to submit a certification from the external auditor of the concerned bank to claim this benefit. So whatever the bank they have chose, so they have to submit a certification to be eligible for this scheme. And what is the pre and post credit line? So currently it is 2%. So this is about the interest equalization scheme and why it is for. So it is basically for smoothing the process of export system of the country, and also it will increase the export competitiveness among the countries. So that's why this particular interest equalization scheme has been started, and it is very helpful for the exporters, the businessmen who trade outside. Now we come to the another one, which is about the ways and means advance. So why this particular thing is in the news? RBI increases state ways and means advance limit up to the 60,118 crore. And why it is a news? Because earlier it was around 47,000. So 47,000 crore, and right now it is more than 60,000 crore. So that's why this has grabbed the attention. So what is this ways and means advance? So it is a facility for both the central and state government to borrow from the Reserve Bank of India, and it is a temporary management in order to manage your cash flow in the economy, and if there is a mismanagement between capital receipts and payments. So if there is a mismanagement between the receipts and payments and there is a dearth of cash flow in the economy, so that's why we have this scheme, which is ways and means advance by the RBI. And what is the nature of this ways and means advance? So they are not the source of finance, but if any economy is contracting or shrinking and there is a dearth of cash flow, in such a situation, wage and means advance helps. And what is the legislative basis for this thing? So we do have a legislative backup for this thing. So section 17 and 5 of the RBI Act 1934 authorizes that central bank to lend the center and state government when their condition is not well, and this should be also repaid to the RBI and the central bank. So this is not just one way that if you are taking on borrowing, so it should be also repaid. So this is the legislative structure and legislative basis we have. And what is the rate we have, on which rate RBI lends and provides these kind of things to the central and the government, central and state governments. So the repo rate, whatever the repo rate going at that point of time, so that is the standard thing, and on that rate RBI lends money. So there is no change in it. In the comment section you have to tell me that what is the current repo rate of the RBI. So now we come to the another one, which is the petrodollar system. So here this is the news. US Saudi Arabia security deal could seal feature of petrodollar. So because of the US Saudi Arabia, this particular thing is in the news, and in the last week what we have seen that this particular term petrodollar was in the Google trends and it was widely searched on the Google. So that's why this particular thing is in the news. So what had happened, that there are so many speculation that there was a secret agreement between Saudi Arabia and US, and 50-year secret agreement regarding this petrodollar. It means that they will purchase oil by receiving just dollar payments. But this secret deal has lapsed and Saudi Arabia has said that they are not going to renew it. So first of all, here we will know that what is the petrodollar system. So petrodollars are the form of currency that is paid globally for oil. And petrodollar system is essentially the global practice for exchanging for US dollars. So in exchange of oil, the payment will be in the US dollars. But currently there are some problems, and maybe there is speculation that the Saudi Arabia is also expanding its wings to the other currencies also, and they are trying to trade into the yuan, rupees and different kind of things. So it is not just limited to the dollars, and that makes dollar in a very vulnerable situation, and there can be significant impact on the US economy and also on the economy related to the US. And US is a, what you can say, so many economies, especially the developing economies, are dependent on the US. So if there will be the contraction in the US economy, that will also have an impact on the developing economies, including India also. So this is the thing. So no matter what country is buying the oil, the payment will be in the dollar. So Saudi Arabia can sell oil for currencies like yuan, euros, rubles, yen, and may even consider digital currencies such as Bitcoin. So this is the current stance. And this shift could encourage more countries to use alternative currencies for a global trade. So why there should be only monopoly to the dollars, and why there can be so much dependency on dollars? So Saudi Arabia, and if anybody has natural resources and they are the big markets in the oil or any particular commodity, they can have choose, and they can have right to choose that in which and whatever the feasible for their economy, they can do that. So this was the news. And the decline in global demands of the US dollars might lead to the higher inflation, interest rate and weaker bond market in the US. So we had already covered this news so many times in news and in our daily programs, that how the Federal Reserve behavior impacts the behavior of RBI, because so many things are interlinked with the US economy. So that will obviously have an impact on Indian economy. Till now, we don't know how it will be the positive or negative, but it will do have an impact on Indian economy. So this is the thing. Now we come to the question part. So this is our second part, which is related to the MCQ. What is the primary purpose of ways and means advances as provided by Reserve Bank of India? So to fund long-term infrastructure projects of the central and state government, to facilitate borrowings for capital market investment, to manage temporary cash flow mismatches in government receipts and expenditures, to provide emergency relief funds during natural disasters. So you have to answer this into the comment section. Now we come to the second question. The second question is about interest equalization scheme. We had already discussed about interest equalization scheme. Which of the following statement about interest equalization scheme announced by the government of India is correct? Here they are asking the correct statement. So you have to be very careful towards the instruction of the question. The scheme started on April 1st, 2015 and was initially valid for 3 years. The interest equalization rate was 3% per annum on both pre-shipment and post-shipment rupee export credit. This thing I already had discussed. The scheme was available to all exporters, including merchant exporters. Banks are not required to pass on the benefit of the interest equalization to the eligible exporters. So you have to also answer this. Now we come to the third question. Which of the following statement is true about petrodollar system? The petrodollar system involves the exchange of oil for variety of global currencies. Petrodollars are a form of currencies paid globally for oil denominated in US dollars. The petrodollar system originally applied to all countries producing oil. Petrocurrency is a minor source of revenue for oil producing countries. So this thing you have to also answer. I think we had discussed these points. So now we have the fourth question. What does S&P 500 related to? So this question has been already asked in the UPSC examination, and your options are supercomputer, a new technique in e-business, a new technique in bridge building, an index of stocks of large companies. I think this is the most easy one. So now we'll have a last question, which is about the project, and I already had discussed this project, so I don't want to reveal, but this is also very easy. Which project conceptualized by Innovation Hub of Bank for International Settlements aims to enhance cross-border payment by connecting multiple domestic instant payment systems globally? And your options are Project Nexus, Project Ripple, Project Swift, Project Transfer. So this is the easy one. You can answer in the comment section. So that's it for today's session. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries later this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.